yes, we're nonpartisan, but you can check out our website, Massachusetts Sierra Club, and you can see the Cape Cod candidates who we are endorsing as climate champions. So we're going to be putting out that information. You sign up for our email list and donate anything from $1 to 10,000. You know, I'd love it if you made my day. But yeah, you'll hear about who we support. We will email you your climate champions who are on the ballot, especially for those local races. I think everyone knows what's going on. Up ticket. We're not going to weigh in with Massachusetts on that. All right. So, real quick, we're about to have our last speaker, but after we're done with the speaking program, Pat, in the back corner, green shirt, white hat, he's going to be leading a tour to Craigville Beach. Yes, and it should be quick, like a 15-20 minute tour to look at the landing site. You can see what it looks like after they're done. You see, you know, the vast impacts it had on that beach and your ability to walk on it. Spoiler alert, you'll be able to walk on the beach. But yeah, so really happy to have him here to show you all that. All right, and our last speaker, head of our Cape Cod group for Sierra Club, Chris Powicki. Yeah. Chris has been an energy consultant since 1990. He's taught renewable energy classes at Cape Cod Community College and has been involved in environmental, energy, and climate advocacy since landing on Cape Cod in 2000. He's the chair of the Cape Cod and Islands group. I know him from back in my time in government. I was emailing him with questions about energy policy. So glad to have you here, Chris.
Thanks very much, Vic, and thanks to everybody for coming. Really appreciate the showing here on a beautiful Saturday. I know there's a lot of things you could possibly do, including paying $25 to park in a parking lot and not go to the beach. So you deserve a lot of credit for being here. Thanks again for coming. I really want to thank Vic and his colleagues on the Massachusetts chapter staff. And also, my colleagues on the climate research team, they sort of adopted me the last few months. All of a sudden, I was meeting every week with them, and they've done a fantastic job. It's great to have young voices from across the state working together on these issues, and they are really critical to today's event and also to the study we just did, highlighting the economic and environmental benefits and climate benefits of offshore wind. And we're going to continue to work to make sure that not only is there public support for offshore wind among the community, but also among our political leaders. And I want to recognize, in addition to a couple of town councilors, we have two candidates for office here. One is Kathy Fox Alfano, and Kathy is running for office in a district that is based in Falmouth and Mashpee and Bourne. And then Owen Fletcher, I believe I saw Owen earlier. Is Owen still here? Owen took a sign and ran, but Owen is running to represent portions of Barnstable and Sandwich. And it's nice to see a couple political candidates out here willing to put their reputations on the line in support of offshore wind. I wanted to look back a little bit in history. About 20 plus years ago, there was a project proposed off the shore here, the Cape Wind Project. And the politicians that came out in support of that project at that time, some of them were punished for it and lost office. Businesses, the business community was afraid of getting involved. And at that time, the town of Barnstable government was very much against the project. What happened was the town of Yarmouth stepped forward and said, you know, we can work with this developer because we understand that there are community benefits available from negotiating with a developer. And Yarmouth signed on to that project. The project never got built, but it set an example for community courage. And when Vineyard Wind came to town, Yarmouth actually turned its back at the time due to changes in political winds, changes in the select board, and there have been changes in Barnstable as well. People like Gordon were on the town council, and Paula, and town councilors said, yes, we want offshore wind. And the only reason that the cable landing was landed there was that because the town of Barnstable showed political leadership. And that political leadership doesn't happen if there aren't people like you who are willing to show support. Opponents of offshore wind, many are concerned about the impacts of a project landing in their neighborhood. And it's very legitimate to have concerns about a large construction project landing in your neighborhood. Where we sort of want to draw the line at Sierra Club is in spreading misinformation about the possible impacts of the project. And so what we're hoping with today's demonstration and rally is to show town of Barnstable officials that there are still people in this community who support offshore wind and who want to see these projects get built. And it really, as Rosemary said, your vote is critically important. In the town of Falmouth, the decision makers, the select board, heard from too many individuals who were concerned and not enough individuals who wanted to see offshore wind land in Falmouth. Towns across the south coast of Massachusetts are now facing similar decisions to what the town of Barnstable is facing. And that is, we want these projects to land in our community. And if town officials and community groups and citizens are able to work together to negotiate with developers around community benefits, we can see these projects move forward and not only bring jobs to Cape Cod, but economic investment and environmental quality improvement. Here in Barnstable, the Vineyard Wind Project construction has allowed the town to move forward with developing wastewater collection infrastructure at a considerably lower cost, with big savings for taxpayers and big environmental benefits for residents, visitors, and businesses that depend on our clean water. That same sort of thing can happen with the next two projects, and it can happen with projects in Falmouth and in Salem and in the South Coast. So as you come out today in support of offshore wind generally, I also want you to take home the message that a rally is not enough. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors to support offshore wind. Tell your political officials at the select board in your community that you support offshore wind. Get your select board to tell the town councilors in Barnstable they support the courage of this town in moving forward and really being a leader. On a day like today, with the wind blowing and the sun shining, we understand the power of renewable energy, and we need more of it, and we need more of it fast. And so thank you for coming out today. Thanks for expressing your support. And as you go away, continue to express support for offshore wind. We need this technology. Thank you.